Hi everyone, it's Tuesday, November 29th, 2016, and it's time to go to work on music. Um, had a couple errands to run earlier today, time to get into the music zone. Main goals for today are to hit some online classwork, to do some drum work, and then to finish, or at least finish the sketches of two live tracks, and then possibly sketch out a new cover song. So, let's get into it. All right, great interview from the supplemental resources from the Learning How to Learn class on Coursera, talking about how to tackle new areas that you want to learn and master, so something brand new. And I mean, this really goes for anything you're trying to learn, but the big takeaways from the lecture are: number one, take advantage of your resources. If you have an instructor, ask questions, go to office hours, um, comment on videos, hit them up on Twitter. Like, take advantage of these people who are willing to share their knowledge and their expertise with you. Number two is um, you gotta either find a way to teach other people what you're trying to learn, because that's the way you really prove to yourself that you've understood it, and or you have to find a way to do that skill or that thing or solve that problem without prompting. So if we're talking about learning a scale or learning a song, if you can't play that song start to finish perfectly without rechecking the score or rechecking the recording or something like that, then you haven't really mastered it. But the day that you can sit down with no prompting and just boom, bust it out the way you want it to be, that's how you know you can really do it. Great tips. I'm going to move on to my business class now. Alright, just sifting through more of the Audioslave Wikipedia page, checking out some live videos online, and there's definitely a big difference between their studio sound and their live sound, which is not uncommon. Some bands seem to be a little bit more studio bands, some bands seem to be a little bit more live bands, some bands really capture both. And it's just a difficult thing, I think, in an era where we're used to program technology and like bands playing to click tracks live and stuff. To hear a band really like resuscitate some of the ideals of hard rock and heavy metal of the 70s and maybe even late 60s is kind of refreshing almost. I mean, it seems a little dated when you look at it, but at the same time, you're like, here are four guys who are just on stage going for it, and like you remind yourself, right? That's really what rock and roll is about, and it's sort of morphed into something different at times, becoming a more popular style of music. And of course, there's plenty of subgenres of rock now that have held on to that or even reinvented that sort of raw energy. But I've always really appreciated bands who can channel that raw energy into something that's still technically good, but at the same time raw enough to kind of like hit you at both levels, and that's not an easy thing to do. So, yeah, I'm going to continue that research tomorrow. Let's get into some drum work. Alright, good drum practice and a good little break there. Now it's time to get into the tunes, and I think what I'm going to do is set up a new microphone that just came in. I thought I had a SM58 lying around somewhere, but I looked for it, and all I have is these sort of like crappy low-level dynamic mics that I don't want to mess with, so I just bought a new 58. They're not that expensive. It's about $100. And I gigged, last time I did a show, I did the show with the SM7B, and it sounds awesome. I love that microphone, but it just captures a lot more ambient sound than the 58 does, and that's why you see the 58 used live so much, because it's just a really nice tight um, pickup area, so you get mostly voice and then not too much other stuff. And that's really important to me this time around with the loops, because every time I hit the loop button, if the mic's on, it's going to pick up whatever's happening from the PA, and that can really muddy the sound. So that's sort of what happened when I used the 7B last time. I mean, there were some cool effects, like there was some cool distortion artifacts and like this weird delay reverb kind of comb filtering thing, but I would like to have a little bit more control over that, and if I want to take advantage of that, then I'll have the option of doing that, but also if I want to limit that, that would be nice. So I'm going to set that up, and then I'm going to go through 2 tracks and just try to knock those out. If I can get that done, I'll be a happy camper today, and then cover tunes the bonus. So here we go. Alright, good session. Sorry it's a little dark. I'll turn this light on real quick. There we go. Good session today, and yeah, I mean, I didn't get through like pretty exactly everything I wanted to do, but I made really good progress, and just the time management of the session and of the entire day was just a significant improvement over the last couple days. So I got some really good takeaways for myself around that. I've been talking about that the last couple days. Just did a better job getting in the zone, staying in the zone, and eliminating distractions, trimming the fat off the whole equation. And those distractions come up, we go in cycles sometimes with our clarity of vision and purpose and diligence as far as execution of the strategy goes. And that's natural, but obviously the degree to which we can minimize that is going to pretty much be the degree to which we can be successful, because your ability to be successful at something tends, at least musically, tends to be centered mostly around your ability to focus on it. Now, of course, there's many exceptions to every single rule and platitude or even axiom, but man, I kind of sound pretentious when I use those words a little bit. It's still fun though. uh, But yeah, I got some good work done. So the third song of the set is pretty much good to go, which I'm very happy about, and I'll continue working on that over the next couple weeks. And I have the arrangement and the sketch down for the third track. I just need to play it. I just need to like do a little bit of pre-recording and then play it, because I think I'm going to use a slight bit of pre-recorded track, if not a good healthy amount of pre-recorded track on that one, just to keep the song structure feeling poppin' and just matching up with the recording a little bit better. So every once in a while I'll do that for a track. But yeah, overall it's good. I didn't make it to the cover tune. That's not really the priority right now. I want the main 4 songs to be really tight, and then the cover tunes are just going to sort of be icing on the cake. So, but yeah, I should be there by the end of the week. By the end of this week, I should pretty much have all the songs locked up, and I should be ready to do some more studio type sessions where I'm just running the set, moving the gear, running the set, setting up, breaking down, running the set, setting up, breaking down, running the set, and then getting a lot of game-like practice in, if that makes sense. So I'm building up to that, and that's definitely coming. So I'm feeling good. Material-wise, this is the best stuff that I think I've either ever done or done in a really long time, and I'm really happy about that. And artistically, and even commercially, you just got to be really happy about that. And you don't really know what's going to resonate with people when you're working on stuff. So I think the best you can do is just be honest with yourself. Try to be as honest with the music as you possibly can be. Like, really work on it as hard as you possibly can to get it to represent what you want it to sound like. And then try to be as honest with people as possible when you're putting it out there and marketing it, and And then at least you can live with the results, you know. It's not like you compromised yourself and won and were successful based on something you're not, you know. I'm not interested in that. I'm sure there are people who don't care one way or the other, and that's fine. But anyway, without talking too much here at the end of the session, great day, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.